Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter, we got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds at Denver Comic-Con 2015. We hope you enjoy the following interview. I'm Ryan from Real Nerds. I'm with Jim Palmiotti and Amanda Connor, and I'm going to try not to geek out.
Okay.
Because I love you guys.
That's okay, you can geek out.
Oh, thank you. Because one of my things I always point to is I was at San Diego Comic-Con in 2008 when you were there for DC Universe versus Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, the game, yeah.
And the questions that were asked were driving me crazy, and I always never wanted to be that guy.
Right.
I'm pretty sure 90% of the questions were, have you ever thought about Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter?
Right,
and so that's my new thing to never do, is goofy questions like that. So thank you so much for taking time out. I know you guys are super busy. Every time I
not for
go
you,
by.
we have the time.
Yeah.
For you, we have the time.
Oh, I love it.
This is nice and relaxing, too.
Good.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I'm going to start at the beginning.
Okay.
What got you into writing and drawing and writing comics and all that jazz?
You go ahead. You want to scooch over a little bit so you can maybe you can pick it up.
I weigh like 900 pounds, so I have to like get up and then scooch it.
There you go. Scooch.
Well, both of my parents are artists, so there were always art supplies all over the house, and whenever I wanted to draw something, my mom was like, oh good, I can shut her up for a half an hour, hand me a piece of paper and some pencils, and I would just draw. And my dad actually wanted to be a comic book artist when he was a kid, but way back in the day, parents discouraged their children from becoming comic book artists. So when I decided I wanted to be a comic book artist, he was really encouraging. So yeah, that's how I got into comic book art. And
me, I just a couple of older brothers, comics all over the house. I loved them when I was a kid. I went to High School of Art and Design. I took illustration and comic art, and decided I met a couple of comic artists. I did background work, ghost work for them. I saw their poor living conditions and realized I'm not going to do comics for a living. And I didn't get back into comics until I was almost 30. Wow. And when I got back, I started doing backgrounds for Mark Texeira, who was doing Ghost Rider and Punisher in the same month. And eventually I got in doing inking, and then inked a lot of books. And then started self-publishing. I met Joe Quesada in San Diego. We started self-publishing with Event Comics in the 90s with Ash and Painkiller Jane. And then when we had enough of that, Marvel Knights came along, and they hired us to launch with Kevin and all the guys, Marvel Knights. And during that time, I decided I wanted to write more and do less of the art. So I started getting small gigs. I think my first gig at Marvel was Deadpool. Wrote like issue 46 to 56 or something like that. And then from there, I just started getting more writing gigs, and eventually I gave up the inking. My eyes were not doing great, and I just didn't want to do it anymore. I was getting a lot of pencil jobs that were horrible, that they kept telling me, can you fix this, can you fix that, can you fix that? And I was like, enough fixing. I like to just do some good stuff. And writing took a little time because, it's all about confidence and the editors having confidence in you. And I started picking up small gigs, and then eventually the gigs got better, and, now here we are today.
I'd say you have one of the best gigs right now, and one of the best written books, obviously, is Harley Quinn. Can we talk about how you guys collaborate on that? Because the tone of the book is so specific, and who comes up with the better ideas and who takes credit for it?
Go ahead, you can answer all that.
The best way I've learned how to describe it is we get together at lunch and dinner, and we just sort of bat ideas back and forth. And mostly Jimmy will throw something out, and if it makes me giggle, then we'll keep that idea. And the way I always say is Jimmy builds the house, and I sort of paint and decorate it. So he sort of builds the bones of the script, and then and he even throws in some dialogue too that makes me crack up. And then I have Harley's voice so embedded in my head, which might be bad. But I hear her so clearly that I can just get her dialogue down so easily. And then I'll tweak and I'll add some panels if I feel like it makes like the beat of the scene happen a little bit better. So
delivery, the beat of the delivery.
Yeah.
She's an artist, so she sees things differently. Yeah. But we collaborate. We bat around crazy ideas. We laugh and go, "There's no way we can do that," and that's usually what it winds up being.
Yeah.
Because we're like, let's try it and see what they got to say. It definitely is a book that, on purpose, we make it so no matter when you pick it up, you really don't know what is going to happen or go on. You can't say, I know what's going to happen next issue. They're going to no. It goes off in tangents. Yeah. All of a sudden, she's hugging a whale.
Yeah.
There's like just bizarro stuff going on, and we like that because we're writing the book for ourselves too. So we have to say, I've seen the fist fights. Like it's a million. Every other book does that. So let's just make it more crazy. Let's just have more fun. And setting it in Coney Island already sets a template of insanity. Having Tony and having Eggy and all the crazy characters, and the dog, the beaver, and Bernie the beaver. Now she has a rooster.
She's got a rooster now.
Named Mike.
And all the pets living on the floor, the floor below.
Right. So it's definitely like, I guess, at the same time, it's like a stream of consciousness. Mm-hmm. Although we do try to end it on a cliffhanger, but we also try to resolve by the time of the issue. Yeah. We have no idea what we're doing. We just keep doing it.
See, that's what I think works so well with the Harley Quinn book because, one issue she's in Roller Girls, and then the next one she's saving senior citizens, and the next one she's playing her actual doctor as a psychiatrist. Is it hard to write a character which everybody already loves, and now you've actually elevated and given her more depth as a character? Is that part of also taking her out of Gotham and putting her in Coney Island?
Ironically, it's pretty easy. Because it's like if you have like Harley's personality and her likes and dislikes already in your head, you can sort of run with it. You can sort of take it to the next level. Like like there are things that she would do, and there are things that she wouldn't do. And I mean, if you keep in mind that she's a psycho killer with a heart of gold, then
a heart of gold. The girls. Fan came up yesterday to the booth. She goes, she has a heart of gold and a head of nuts. And I thought that was a great description.
A perfect description.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty good.
And in her head, she thinks she's a hero.
Yeah.
And she thinks Batman's a bad guy. She's like he's a supervillain that she has to save the world from. So if you're in her head, you see it, in a different perspective.
Yeah. So, we also. When we got the series, we wanted to take her out of the zone where every story would be about Batman and Joker, and so we had to move her out of Gotham. We just thought if we kept it in Gotham, it's another Gotham book.
Yes.
So then we'd have to acknowledge everything they're doing in every other book, and it would sort of slow our character down a little bit, because then it would be about whatever the big crossover in Batman's going on. So, and we said, let's move it out from that. We can acknowledge it, but I don't want to make the book about the Joker.
We wanted to concentrate on Harley just being Harley.
Yeah.
And I think it works so well because even the look of the book is different because, the Batman books are so dark and brooding. And you open up Harley Quinn and Chet Harden's art is like, boom. And you're just like, it's just amazing.
And it should look like a carnival.
Exactly.
It should look like the inside of her head.
and that's what's so amazing. And do you think now we can segue perfectly into the Power Girl team up because those issues work so well of Harley trying to be Power Girl.
Yes.
And I don't know if she failed, but she realized there's more to it than just saying you're a superhero.
Well, in her head, she did not fail.
That's right.
No, in her head, they're a team. And actually, the miniseries is hysterical because they're in this other place. And they have to go save Bartox, the sexiest man in the universe. And Power Girl has no memory of her meeting with Bartox when he needed her help to, how would I say this?
Repopulate
Repopulate his planet. So she doesn't remember that.
She's got amnesia. Yeah.
So in this thing, so when Bartox meets Power Girl in this series, it's kind of funny because it's a one-way thing. Power Girl's like, I'd never be with somebody like you, and Harley thinks it's the greatest thing in the world.
Like, you know, Harley is like, I'm going to be a matchmaker.
Yeah,
you know, because Harley loves love. You know, she's a romantic at heart. You know,
and it's so clever too because you wouldn't think, you know, when Harley's holding up Power Girl's costume and it's too heavy for her.
Yeah.
Just little things like that, I think, just bring you into the world and you understand where she's coming from. And if you're not sure, then the Beaver will tell me what's going on.
Exactly.
There's a fine line between respect and spoof. Mm-hmm. We try not to spoof anything. We just try to kind of reality it a little bit.
That. Yeah. You know, we try and stay on that fence.
Right. It's ridiculous, but it's actually what would happen.
Yeah, it's
if
wonderfully
it was real.
ridiculous.
Yeah, if it was that. Yeah.
And then you're also doing Starfire.
Yes.
And how's that going along? You guys are taking so many books on at once.
Well, we thank God we have Justin Gray on the Power Girl Harley because he's helping. You know, we brought him in because nobody knows Bartox better than Justin.
And thank God I can live on 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah, but Starfire was a unique challenge in the fact that so many people have so many expectations of what they want that character to be in its own book, and at the end of the day, we're like, let's do what we want. Let's see if that works. So it is definitely it has a feel, a different feel than Harley, but it has a similar feel to the Power Girl series we did a couple years back. It's a superhero book, but it's not. It's a discovery book because it's a girl, an alien, learning how to live among us and culture, ticks, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So there is a charming aspect to it, and then there's a superhero aspect to it. It's different from Harley, though.
Yeah.
It's probably more all ages than Harley.
It is a little. It's most ages.
Most ages. Yeah.
That's what we'll call it.
I like that rating.
The audience will figure it out if it's for them or not. There's a point where you can't keep second guessing. You just got to write it and hope somebody gets it. You know.
Yeah.
And does DC give you free reign on characters like that? They say
they've been really nice about letting us have free reign and letting us run with their characters.
DC,
they've been
Dan
great.
DiDio, Bob Harris, Bobby, all of them. They are so open to our insanity.
Yeah, which is really nice.
And they're wonderful. And if anything's bothering them, they talk it out in a way of saying, "Do you think you should?" And then we talk it out, and we realize maybe they're right on that one, or maybe they're not. We'll argue it out. But unlike a lot of companies, these guys are all they want is the best book we can deliver. So they've been great.
Yeah.
They've just been out of control great. I mean, Dan and Bob and those guys.
Yeah.
They're like, well, you guys understand the character. You go do what you got to do.
I mean, granted, we are the king and queen of red flags, but that's understandable. But usually, they, once we explain it to them, they're like, okay, go for it. You know?
Amanda gets away with murder. If I ask for it, they're like, I don't know. And Amanda goes, I want to do this, and they're like, all right.
Because she just says, well, look at this amazing cover I can draw for it.
Right.
And everyone just says,
Right.
okay, we got it. You're extremely talented.
She has a secret power. That's her power is her art. Well, we've been really lucky too, because I mean, it's my career's a bizarre one because Harley's here, GI Zombie's like the lowest selling book, it gets canceled. I'm like, that's the history of me right there. I'm like, I keep trying weird shit. Sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't.
You have a very wide range.
I do have a wide range. I like my genres.
You do.
I like my genres, man. I like to do fun and then go and do horror and do crazy and science fiction and
But then you can always say Harley facilitates your need to do your genre books.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
It pays the bills.
It does.
I know you guys are really busy. Thank you so much for taking time to
Our
talk
pleasure.
to us.
No problem.
And would you mind signing my books? I brought a silver pen too.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
black.
that's not going to show up on that.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't show Michael, but I also brought this one.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. I hope I wasn't too geeky.
Yeah, dude, it's
Not
great.
at all. Not at all. It's all good.
Thank you for listening to this exclusive Real Nerds interview at Denver Comic Con 2015, and we'll see you next year. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find him on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.